Welcome to JSA TV, where we're covering the latest news, trends, and innovations from thought leaders like this good-looking guy to my right from within the digital infrastructure space. I am Dean Perrine, and we are coming at you live. That's right, Mike. We are live at PTC 2026 in beautiful Honolulu, Hawaii. I have not yet put my toes in the ocean. I fly out to Chicago tonight. I don't know if I'm going to get a chance. But you, however, are going to spend a little bit of time on the islands.
I am, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, like anybody should. You should extend a little bit if you can, right?
That's it. And for what it's worth, this guy to my right is Mike Nguyen. Mike is the CEO of Inflect. Mike, as always, it was great talking to you last year. It's great talking to you already today. How's the show going for you?
Wild. I think
it is wild.
It feels like it's 100% more well attended.
I'm hearing 35%, but it feels like it could be 100%.
Yeah. A lot of new folks and a lot of new faces. It's becoming a data center show. It feels like in some ways.
Yeah, like a data center show with all of these kind of ancillary, this ancillary ecosystem that is getting bigger and bigger and bigger in support of the digital infrastructure, the data center industry. But let's jump into some things at Inflect. So some. A great 2025 for you guys. Why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah, it was an interesting year. It was like the best of times and the worst of times. Challenging, I think, in terms of some of the stuff we talked about last year with tariffs and things like that. That's changed a lot of our strategies in the first half of the year. So a lot of deals we had going ended up getting redirected, delayed, whatever, right? But the good news is, AI is booming. The huge wave, as we all know. I'm actually very bullish on it. I tend to be bearish on things like this, and having gone through the .com bubble bursts, multiple crypto winters.
You heard it. You heard it first here, JSA TV watchers.
I look like I'm 25, but not really.
I feel like I'm 80. You do look like you're 25. That's okay.
But it was a great year. We transacted several hundred megawatts of capacity globally for some big names out there. So that was despite the challenges, the demand was there. We learned a lot, and I think 2025 was. Because of the challenges, we learned a lot more about the process of doing deals, especially on the data center side. But then on the network side, that's coming soon. It's not just about training models in a giant data center. It's going to be edge deployments very, very soon.
Yeah,
we're seeing demand starting to shift. I wouldn't say shift, actually, additional focus into Asia, into LATAM, certain parts of Africa, South Asia. Right.
Yeah.
Last year. It was the seeds were sprouting, but now we're starting to see deal flow.
Well, let's go there. What do you think we're going to see in 2026, and let's just say even like beyond?
I think the enterprise adoption, but also from a country perspective, right? So sovereignty perspective, like sovereign clouds are starting to take foot. So I think as more and more use cases come out for AI, and I hear a lot like, well, who's making money? Everyone is actually. You're using AI and you don't even know it. Right, it's part and parcel of your banking apps and your travel apps and whatever, your messaging apps. You don't even know it.
Point.
Right?
Such a good point.
And you're getting little upticks in what those apps cost, right? So you are using it. People are making money with it. And as we all get used to it and our apps get bigger and better, well, you need more and more infrastructure. So I think that becomes a big global play. Inferencing is going to be front and center for us, for the industry. But, still, the foundation models are being trained. All the hyperscalers are still very active, through their partners and themselves directly. So it's going to be a great year.
I'm going to go back. You knew we were going to do this. Something that you said made so much sense, and no one has sat in that chair and actually said it. I think a lot of times when we think about kind of AI and the applications, everybody is thinking like the most public or the sexiest of the applications with AI. And sure, those are coming in some of those applications. But to your point, we're actually using it, many of us, without even realizing it. And so the use cases are there, and many of us don't even realize it.
That's it. I mean, it's kind of like the adoption of the internet, right? So the .com era, all these great apps came out, just like Webvan and stuff like that, right? That ultimately became like Postmates and all these sorts of things, and it was constrained by the internet. Remember, a lot of us had to dial up, so you literally had to go click a button.
I remember.
Your connection gets lost or whatever, and all of a sudden it became ubiquitous. Well, AI is the same thing. You don't actually have to actively go to ChatGPT or whatever to do a search or use a tool. it just happens.
Yeah.
And that's the part I think people are really missing.
Yeah.
Is when it becomes just part of our life, that means it's not going away.
Yeah.
It's now an expectation
Yeah.
that things will operate a certain way, which means then that for the infrastructure for that to work in a way that you don't notice it, infrastructure has to be there.
You're the first person to say that, and this is Wednesday. This is the Wednesday before we're all going
Bringing
home.
up the rear,
so,
right?
So I like that. I like that very much. So what's ahead for Inflect?
No, I think for us, we've been we have a long view of things.
Mm-hmm.
We operate on the knife's edge a lot, so we can pivot. But we've been planning for this moment for quite a while. So our own tool set. So we have a marketplace and advisory. It's been a lot of advisory, but out of those learnings, you build more into the products, the Expedia, Airbnb of this industry. Well, the tools we've built, including Winston, our AI agent, are getting better at solving problems. So again, this is
Winston.
not,
That's the name. I know.
Winston,
I remember that from last
Winston,
year. Yeah.
It solves problems. Like Winston
Love it.
Wolf, man,
I love Winston. Yeah.
So it's growing. It's learning. It's Winston's available 24/7. Speaks 50 plus languages. Right, engaging the end users as they're trying to solve a problem.
Yeah.
Which then creates opportunities for the rest of our community here in terms of data center, colo, cloud, whatever it is. So we see that really starting to take off. Our opportunity flow has grown double digits every single month for the last 6 months, and it's continually grow. So we know the demand is there.
Yeah.
We know that we're onto something with the way the companies want to buy. So the go-to-market is changing. So that's really big for us. I think overall, as a part of the overall ecosystem, I think we're still going to expand. We're still going to grow. I think we are, at the very least, all of 2026 is going to be up and to the right, I think, across the board.
Yeah.
We might see some shakiness, I think, in the latter part to early part of 2027 when some of the really big projects come online. But right now, I can't see things ending in the short term.
I love it. I love it. Good things for good people, for good companies.
Well,
Thanks so much for being here. We appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
You bet.
Thanks, Dean.
You bet. And thank you, viewers, for watching JSA TV. We'll see you real soon.